Hey everybody, it's the Beardy, aka Jesse from the Beardy and the Baldy channel, bringing you my newest movie review, Warcraft. Comes out in the US tomorrow, Friday, June 10th. I know it's been released in China and some other places already, and I gotta say, just first up, I had a lot of fun watching this movie. It was just, it was everything I hoped it would be and a little bit more, because it just really transported me into the world of Azeroth and this new fantasy world, and I had a lot of fun. I've been missing a fantasy movie franchise, and hopefully this movie will continue on with subsequent sequels or prequels or off to the sidequels. I don't know, but there's a lot of story I think that this franchise has to offer in the cinematic world, and I really hope we get to see it. So yeah. Real quick, just wanted to say that Warcraft has been a part of my life for more than half of my life at this point. It's been almost 20 years since my brother Gene. Hi, Gene. Hi, Gene. You see what I did there unintentionally? Yes. No, my brother Gene introduced me to the game Warcraft 2 on his PC back when I started college, back in '97, out in Missouri, and it was a fun game. I loved playing it. I rather would have played that than do my homework and whatever. But he was a good brother, and he's also a professor at the time, so he kind of made me do my homework when I hung out at his place. So anyway, and then about 6, 7, 8 years ago, when I was living in Illinois, working with a youth group there. Some of the guys in the youth group were always talking about Warcraft, and I was like, hey, I've always wanted to try it, so I'll see if these guys will let this old doofus into their group, and they did. They welcomed me with open arms, and they kind of escorted me through the world. At the time, let's see, I can't remember what expansion. I think it was still Lich King was the most recent expansion at the time. And it was just a lot of fun, and we played for the Horde. I mean, come on. Orcs, Blood Elves, Trolls, Death Knights, and all that good stuff, So yeah, that was a great couple of years hanging out with you guys. You know who you are. I'm not going to go through name by name because I don't want to accidentally forget someone, but I'm thinking about you guys. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. It was kind of like hanging out with you guys a couple years ago, drinking crazy gamer fuel Mountain Dew and eating Doritos and all sorts of junk food, staying up to all hours of the night doing quests on through the headsets or LAN parties and stuff. So hey, thank you guys for welcoming me into your group. I miss you. Hope you guys are doing okay. And if you get a chance, go see the movie. It was a lot of fun. That said, I really got to compliment this movie, the director, and everyone involved. My brain is kind of scattered as to a lot of names of people who participated in making this movie right now, which is a shame on me as a reviewer and a critic here. But great casting. I mean, Paula Patton. Come on, I got to remember more names than her. Who else was in this movie? Ben Foster. Toby Keithel. And so many other great actors. You guys, like you're watching this video. The cast delivered great performances. Ben Foster really grounds the world with his as Medivh, the mage. As a character that could have easily gone off into kind of like crazy diabolical levels, but he kind of brings a really grounded, almost young Gandalf-esque vibe to this guy. Paula Patton as Garona, the orc, half orc back here. Usually you see her as like a spy or just kind of like a normal woman in the world. It was really cool seeing her play this kind of like brutish warrior orc character, with the green makeup and giant tusks sticking out of her teeth through the whole movie, or out of her lip. And Toby Keithel as Durotan, the kind of lead orc in the movie. I know he did Koba in the second Planet of the Apes movie, which was really impressive. He really stole the show in that movie as well, and I was really impressed with. Again, he's if he keeps doing these motion capture movies, he's going to be on par with Andy Serkis. I think, someday for motion capture if he keeps up with it. So kudos to the actors who delivered all these great performances. Dominic Cooper playing King Lane. I feel really bad for forgetting the actor's name who plays Anduin Lothar. Plays Ragnar on the Vikings TV series, which I really like. But he delivers, a great performance. Is kind of like the more pure-hearted, classic kind of fantasy action hero in this movie, with a little bit of an edge to him, but he's not quite as dark as Ragnar is on Vikings. So it was really cool to see these people in this movie. Everybody lends such great performances, and the story goes in a lot of places. It's a lot of fun. I'm not too hardcore into the Warcraft lore and history from the books and the games and all that, but I know they hit a lot of really cool points that I remember from reading stuff, playing the games, the guys filling me in on their knowledge and everything, and some Wikipedia reading I did this last week on a couple characters, just kind of refresh my memory. And so it was really cool to see how they worked some of these themes and elements in that are part of the Warcraft lore into the movie. It's not just a random retelling of things. It seemed like a pretty cool story. Without giving a lot of spoilers as to what the plot is, because I think the trailers have done a good job of kind of showing you this crazy action fantasy world without giving a whole lot of the plot away. So I don't want to spoil that for anyone watching. I had a lot of fun. This was just exciting from the first scenes of the movie. It pulled me in, and it had me until the credits ended. The music was fantastic. The visual effects were phenomenal. I felt like I was in this world. You can't do a movie like this with 9-foot orcs that have, arms the size of tree trunks, punching stuff and running around without CG. So don't even complain about the CG because it looks great. I'd say it's on par, like I said, with Planet of the Apes, the quality of it, Lord of the Rings, whatever. It's just, it's got its own aesthetic and design to it, but it feels like it's a full cohesive world that exists. It was really cool seeing a lot of the locations, hearing names from the game. Some of the designs, like some of the pubs and things they're in, just took me right back to the game. It was really cool, and seeing where this could possibly go was just a lot of fun. It was a great wild action fantasy ride. I don't know what else to say. On repeat viewings, maybe I'll find some more stuff to be critical about, but I had a lot of fun because I didn't have a lot of expectations, and I know I was kind of down on X-Men, and I was really down on Batman v Superman and Ninja Turtles 2 to some degree, but it was just sheer fun, adrenaline, joy watching this movie. So I hope it really does well, and I want to see more. I want to see more of the Warcraft world on the big screen. It was a lot of fun. I may even go back and try to catch this at the IMAX if it's playing on our IMAX nearby. So yeah. Warcraft was a lot of fun. Obviously the movie focuses mainly on the orcs and the humans and how the war between them started, and they, like Captain America: Civil War, they give you a good reason to be in support or against. Neither one is painted as the entire races. Neither one is painted as purely heroic or purely villain. It's one of those things that you could easily go either way. There's awesome heroes on both sides. There's terrible villains on both sides, and it's just really cool. You get to see some of the other races. They didn't play as big a role, so hopefully we'll see more of that in future installments of this series. It would be really cool to see a story focusing on some of the dwarves, where they're the main characters. If people aren't too dwarfed out from The Hobbit. I'm not, because these dwarves are very different. Definitely would like to see some of the Tauren. So see some stories with those. And the other, I won't go into too much more on that at the moment because I'm running out of time. But yeah, I just literally just had a great time watching this movie. It was a lot of fun. I love the sword and sorcery fantasy movies. And this gave me everything I wanted. You know, big monsters, orcs, humans, swords, battles. The designs were great for the characters and the armor. There's a lot of shots of orcs that were kind of background characters or things from the side that I was like, oh, wait, wasn't that like a loading screen image from one of the games? Or, oh, wasn't that part of the cinematic from something? And so, yeah, I'm kind of excited. I'm probably going to go fire up my computer here and jump into World of Warcraft 2 and get a little nostalgic for a little bit tonight. But there it is. If you like fantasy movies, you jump into this one. It's got, you know, your barbaric orcs, your noble armored humans, mages, magic, giant wolves. I mean, the frost wolves show up, or the frost wolf clan is in it. You actually see them riding the wolves, the flying griffins or whatever. I can't remember what the creatures were called. You know, they're there. It was just really cool. It was a lot of fun, and I'm just gonna stop blubbering good positive things about it because I'm, you know, yeah. So there it is. There's Beardy's review for Warcraft, the movie. And I'm just going to end saying, for the Horde.